Hello, my name is Kiriath, and it's time for another Monday Ramble. It's time to take a look at the previews and see what is up for pre-order next weekend. I think it's a lot of Stormcast stuff. I think they mentioned the dragons as well, which for a minute I just thought they'd forgotten existed. You know how we had that gap where they announced some Forge World stuff, some Horus Heresy stuff, and then we just heard nothing. Absolutely nothing for ages. And they suddenly went, oh yeah, there's models to release. Kind of feels like that with the dragons, but there is a bit of news on that by the look of things, so that's good. So, before we get into it, I did a battle report with LINKYS a couple of weeks ago? Month ago? A few weeks ago? I forget exactly when it was. It was a while ago. It is now up on his YouTube channel, available to watch. We did a 2,400 point game, very normal points value there. A narrative game. Chaos Knights, my Chaos Knights, versus Grey Knights, and he brought out the Thunderhawk. The increased points limit allowed him to bring a Thunderhawk onto the table. It was actually a really, really fun game. I really enjoyed it. It was a really good narrative game, specifically designed for the two armies that we had to make it as fun and thematic as possible. Yeah, it was really fun to play, and the battle report, I think, has come out really well as well. LINKYS is very good at that, funnily enough. So yeah, if you want to, you should go and check it out. I'm going to put a link in the description and in the pinned comment as well, so you can't miss it. It was a lot of fun. I highly recommend. Also, LINKYS is lovely. I need to make sure I finish my, there we go, my Armoured Company, because I want to go back and do something else with them, with a different army, do something fun with a column of tanks, because that would be good, that would be nice. Now, what do we have in terms of our preview this time round? More Stormcast Eternals. I mean, I warned you, I told you. First up is Lord Commander Bastion Carthalos, which it's such a good model. It is such a good model. The thing is, whilst I love this model, I do like the Stormcast helmets, but I always feel like, even with the older ones, but especially with these kind of more kind of grounded in reality, sort of like just slightly more realistic models, I really like the idea of, like, I think they're called Salet helms. I really like that style of helmet, and I'm going to end up getting this guy because a Patreon, a creator I follow on Patreon who does STLs and 3D printing stuff, she has made a big pack of different helmets which look awesome and have exactly the helmet that I want for this guy. I want to get him, I want to put the different helm on him, I want to get rid of the big symbol on his back and make him all grimy and grim and dark. That's what I want to do, and I'm going to end up doing it. I don't know what I'll use him for, but I just want to do that. That's one of those like rare, just I'm going to do this because I really need to do it kind of modelling projects. So yeah, I'm honestly really looking forward to him coming out, because I'm going to grab him. I'm going to have to grab him because I love that model. It looks so good. So good. Also, worth pointing out, a very good bear head. I will say, the standard of head on the Stormcasts, by far, pretty damn good, and he's got such a commanding presence. I feel like that's one of the best heads they've sculpted, like one of the best bear heads. I suppose technically bear, yeah, it's got like a crown circlet thing on, but you know what I mean. It's really nicely done, it looks great. So along with him, there's also the Knight Relictor, which we have seen these before, of course, because these are pre-order things, not like upcoming models that will be available in 6 months' time or whatever. I don't remember this guy though. I know he must have seen him before at some point, because otherwise he wouldn't just be showing up in a preview article. But at the same time, I just don't remember ever seeing him before. I quite like it. It looks decent. Again, I would like to switch out the helm or something else, but I do like that model quite a bit. The weird, like, I think Oculus Imperia called it like the wooden chest fanny pack, which admittedly that word means something that is not what we call it in the UK. When I was growing up, it was called a bum bag, but I don't know if that's actually what it was, or whether that was a local colloquial saying. Either way, sounds terrible, but I now just can't stop looking at it. It's weirdly placed. Is it attached directly to the armour? Is it just like, is it like welded on? Does it even open? Does it have hinges? Or is it just a little permanently closed box sticking out of his midriff? I don't know, but I find myself wondering constantly, but not necessarily in a good way, which is a shame because I quite like the rest of the model. The rest of the model looks really good, and also he's got an amazing looking maul, which is always nice. I do like the skull Thurable as well. Bit of a weird design. It's got like the kind of incense bit at the top, but it's also a skull, but it kind of looks a bit like a chalice, but it also has the kind of circle bit. It's not even a circle, is it? That Stormcast have sometimes as decoration. It's a weird design. I quite like it. You would want the thing longer. Look, I had a very Catholic upbringing. I'm telling you right now that if you had a thurible of that kind and you only had it on a little like prayer bead string, even with gauntlets on, that's going to start getting too warm. That's just going to cook your hand. You don't want to do that. You need a nice long, preferably chain, is what you have it on. But still, I appreciate the direction they took it. I'll be honest, I've just got the whole Catholic thing on the mind because I rewatched Midnight Mass, and the number of details that they gave was, frankly, it almost catapulted me into some sort of weird like PTSD state of God knows how many church services that I didn't want to be at. Anyway, this lot, the Vanquishers, they look solid as well. I just love the new Stormcast stuff, to be honest. They just look so much more grounded and sensible, and they kind of follow the style of the older ones in a way that makes them all fairly cohesive, but they just look far more reasonable to my eye. They look like something that I would actually want to put a force together for, which I just never really felt with the original Stormcast. They just didn't do it quite enough for me to want to actually make a force of them in any way. These, though, these I can easily see them being another AOS army. Although, admittedly, I say another. I've only really got 3 technically. 3, but one of them is an actual 2,000 point army. The other one is not 2,000 points yet because it's 6 normal Gargants. And then there's the Cosmic Horror Mega Gargants, but they're also Chaos Knights. So really, I don't know if that one counts. I mean, it does count. I'm just trying to talk myself out of the fact that I've got far too many models. The Vigilors! Not a good name. Not a good name, these ones. Vigilers sounds rubbish. Vigilors sounds like some sort of weird accent nonsense is going on. And, yeah, I don't know. Just don't like it. It just sounds weird. No matter how you say it, it sounds a bit weird. I will say that one of the things that I'm liking about the new Stormcast stuff is the helmets. The helmets are a bit more sensible in a way. I still want to replace them because I feel like a proper, just, not a face helmet, but a helmet would look really cool on these. But again, they're a bit more restrained. And I do like the fact that these have got strings on their bows. That's a nice touch. It's good. More of that. It just adds something. It just makes them look more real. They just look decent. All round decent, those. Got the Praetors as well. Bit more fancy. Definitely a bit more fancy. I do like the extra decoration on these. They look really good. The cloaks are maybe a bit overblown. A little bit too big round the front for my taste. Looking at it now. I think I quite liked these the first time I saw them, but I think with a lot of models, you see them and you form your first impression, and then kind of the next time you see them, whether you've been like thinking about it consciously or not, there'll be other things that stand out as either being something you really like or something you're not sure about. And the cloaks definitely are starting to stand out as something I'm not as keen on. That being said, I do like the kind of chainmail thing down the front, and the extra layers of leg armour is a really nice touch. I really like that as well. It feels like the what is it? Is it the vambrace that goes over the forearm? Those feel like more heavily armoured as well, which is, again, a nice touch. I quite like that. That parchment on that guy's axe, the dude at the back, that is way too thick. That is way too thick. Now I'm looking at it now. It's like he's got a duvet wrapped around his a blanket, if you're not in the UK, like wrapped around the end of his thing. I don't know. That's not quite so good, that, to my eye. Just a bit of a mix, I guess, with those. The Annihilators are solid, of course they are. They have giant hammers. Meteoric Grand Hammer, I think it's called. A ridiculous name, but they do look cool. The Vindictors as well, your Storm and Shield. Your Shield and Spear, lads. And lasses, of course. Yeah, those still look good. Loads of Stormcast stuff. Here we go. So the Draconith are inbound. So when do these show up? December. Right. Krondys and Kazurai released around the world in December. Did they say that there's been a delay? Previewed these majestic creatures earlier in the year, but it turns out that caging and transporting these proud bases is quite tricky. A few charged shipping containers not with... Oh, I see. So there was just delays with shipping. Alright, fine. Fair enough. Just curious. I assumed it would probably be something like that because they have had a few issues with that stuff. Well, quite a few actually, haven't they, really? But I assumed it would be something like that. Okay, cool. I'm glad they're on the way, though. They look awesome. I've also got the man-skewer bolt boys. I love the crossbows. The big, gnarly crossbows that the Kruleboyz have got. They just do it for me. They look great. They look ugly. They're just ugly and ramshackle, and they just look brutal. It's quality. It's a good look. The fact that they've got such like a long, like the body and I guess the stock of it are just ridiculously long. They don't need to be that long, I don't think, but it looks kind of unique. It looks different. It's cool. It's a good look. And we've also got the Hobgrot Slitters as well. The Hobgrots don't really do much for me, to be honest. They just don't do as much as the actual Kruleboyz themselves. I don't know what happened there. We've also got Fall of the Necromancer as well. My chair is falling apart. Helpful. The Witch King of Angmar. We looked at this guy. I really like these plastic versions of this. And the fact that you can swap out the head. So it can either have the crown or have something a little bit less conspicuous. Yeah, overall pretty solid, And I seem to remember them doing it in a really smart way where you couldn't really see where the join was, which is nice. Yeah, I like that. Excellent. The ruins, I still maintain, are some of the best scenery that Games Workshop has done for a while. It looks great. It looks absolutely great. It's really nicely done. Really nicely done. Very gnarly as well. Little bits of detail like the skeletons and the skulls, the way that you've got the kind of iron nailed into the stone. It looks great. They do some really nice scenery for Middle-earth. Just in general. And it's all modular as well. I think it's Ray Dranfield does a lot of the scenery for Middle-earth. And some of the kits that they've come out with, you can just build entire halls and homes and stuff out of just ramming the kits together. It's really nicely done. Also got some dice sets as well. Oh, these are nice dice sets. Hey, these look great. So nice and transparent with swirls of ink in them. Black and green for one, and I think just black for the other. Yeah, those look great. Those are really nice. Can they do more of those for, like, special dice? More stuff like that. That would be good. Those look really decent. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like those a lot. So, Blood Bowl-wise. Oh, Forge World Blood Bowl. Okay. Oh, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? I don't remember this thing. The Verminator. Creek the Verminator Rust Gouger. I don't remember this guy. I must have missed him. How did I miss this guy? That's immense. Look at it. Look at the girth. That's so good. That is a great model. That is a great model. Look at that. Oh, I love it. The lens, like, contraption embedded in one side of the face. His massive, like, I don't know, chained maul thing. I think he's got, like, a mechanical hand as well on that side. That's great. That's so nicely done. Oh, I really like that. I really like that. They've done a great job with that one. Oh, the mechanical leg as well with the, like, really horrible claw foot. Man, that's brilliant. Oh, I can't believe I missed that whenever they showed that off. Having earned no fewer than 27 lifetime bans, all overturned due to fan outrage. Nice. Nice. I like that a lot. Wow. Yeah, that's, I mean, that gets the seal of approval. Oh, Wilhelm Chaney, he was showed off ages ago, wasn't he? Yeah, I know what they were going for. The model just don't do it for me. But, on the other hand, there is that, which is just so good. Oh my god, I want it. Oh, what the hell. Okay, Adeptus Titanicus. Oh, wow, we've got a Knight Asterius. I keep forgetting that game exists, to be honest, because, let's face it, releases for it are few and far between. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. They tend to do a really good job of miniaturising the the Forge World Knights. Well, just the Knights and Titans in general. But yeah, that looks decent. That's not my favourite of that form of Knight. But they've done a good job shrinking that down. Yeah, that's fine. Is that some Volkite there? Carapace Volkite launchers, whatever the hell the big guns are, I forget. And the missile launcher. Yeah, I mean, that looks alright. That looks pretty decent. Okay, there's also some... What the hell is this? Official licensed product. Koyo? Faction pin badges. Sure, if that's your thing, if you like collecting that sort of thing, then... Yep. I mean, they look alright. They look fine. Probably not something I'm going to go for, but if you are, then you can. Ooh, a gold Chaos one. Oh, surely that's the best one. Also, the comic, the Marnius Calgar comic, but like in one big edition. Cool. What? This is a big one. This one. So we've also got a Warhammer 40k Space Marine Chibi Advent calendar. Again, not my thing. I'm not going to be grabbing one of these myself, but I can see this being incredibly popular. I'm sure this will. I'm sure this will do very, very well. It's not for me, which is absolutely fine, but I can see that absolutely flying off shelves. To be honest, yeah, I can definitely see that flying off shelves. Nice, nice spread there at the front. Good spread of Marines on show. So you have the Accursed, which is a charnel house of short stories set in the worlds of Age of Sigmar and 40k. Okay, cool. The Warhammer horror stuff is generally pretty solid, so that's probably worth a look. There's also Priest of Mars, which is now an audiobook by the look of things. Yep, knew it. And there's also Kane's Last Stand. Okay, and with Warhammer Plus, we've got another episode of Hammer and Bolter and another Citadel Colour Masterclass. And the Warhammer Vault, of course. I can't help but wonder when exactly they are going to actually ramp up and, produce stuff for Warhammer Plus that isn't just painting tutorials and an animation once a week. Like, they have a team. Well, I'm assuming they have a team doing the battle reports. They hired someone specifically to do battle reports. How it is that Games Workshop, the company that make the games, cannot get a battle report out every week. I don't understand it. I'll be honest. I mean, Warhammer Plus just feels thin on the ground all round. It really does. It just doesn't feel really all that worth it to me, to be honest. It just doesn't really feel worth it. It's not exactly awash with content, It's cheap. It is cheap. It doesn't cost a lot to sub every month. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's being built up to be anything. It just feels like it just kind of exists. Like it's just going to continue kind of existing in perpetuity. But which, maybe that's not fair. I don't know. Maybe they have got plans to increase the amount of content that goes onto it. It's just it's alright, I guess. And on the Twitch channel, they've got Hangout and Hobby for Wednesday and Thursday, Hobby Clinic and the Hobby Roundup on Friday. Cool. Okay. Oh, plus we've got a bunch of little caveats down the bottom here. So the Dark Powers of Dol Guldur dice set has been slightly delayed in the USA and Canada. Shipping issues again, I'm assuming. Ultramarines fans outside the USA and Canada will have to wait a little longer for this release to reach them. So that's the Marnius Calgar book. Okay. And unfortunately, the Space Marine Chibi Advent calendar has been delayed in Australia and New Zealand, but it's planned to be available to order in November. I mean, it sounds like they're having a load of fun with logistics and supply, don't it? They're definitely having a whale of a time trying to get their stuff literally anywhere, apparently, by the look of things. I mean, there's some cool stuff coming out. There is some cool stuff. The Stormcast stuff I really like the look of, and it's worryingly tempting, to be honest. I do have plenty to be getting on with, so that would be a project that didn't happen for quite a while, but there's some cool stuff in there. Yeah, you know what? Overall, there's some fun stuff coming out. As I say, I still don't know if Warhammer Plus is worth it. It doesn't feel it to me personally. Still, I ended the recording and then suddenly realised that actually I hadn't mentioned something that I'm treating as important. I've redone my Twitch channel. I've sorted out all my stuff and my layouts and things. So twice a week we're going to stream on Twitch and we're just going to mess about, hobby, build stuff, paint stuff, that sort of thing. So we're going to do that Tuesdays and Thursdays. Time, I'm trying a few different time slots out to see what works best, but we're going to do that. And yeah, that's just going to go on for the foreseeable future, and it'll be those two the set days, so the Tuesday and the Thursday, and then we will just stream random intervals in between. So it might be that there's 2 streams on Thursday because I'm just in the mood to stream, or maybe a random one on Saturday or Sunday, or one during the day on Friday. Just those are the set ones, and then we're just gonna see what happens. Because it was fun. I did it and it was fun, and I wanted to do it more, so we're going to do it more. That's your lot for the previews this week. Is there anything in there that tickles your fancy? Anything you particularly feel like grabbing? If so, let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you'd like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.